Look at this little number. Aren't those the cutest summer PJs you've ever seen? The pattern is free, the instructions are glorious, but they're in French. This is Le Pyjama by designer Anad. And in a series of videos, I'm going to walk you from the downloading of the pattern all the way up to the finished product. In the description below, you will find some useful information and some links to tutorials. This is a pretty detailed sew-along video, but it's not a tutorial, so I'm not showing detailed steps. There are many well-made and well-lit tutorials out there. We completed step 1, the brassiere part of the top. Moving on to step 2, we're doing the rest of the top. So I have here the back piece, and then right sides together, we want to put the front piece. This is the top edge that will be attached to the cups, and the bottom of the shirt is here. And if you look closely, it's got a part that's straight here, and then there's a corner. It turns a corner and it goes at an angle. And what we want to do is to stitch those two pieces together, starting at the top and go down to where we turn the corner and get to that straight part. So stop right at that corner here with a 1 centimeter seam allowance. This part here will be the slit. Hello, this is Agnes from the future. At this stage, I would not finish the seam. Just baste the two pieces together with a 2 centimeter seam allowance and then do a fitting. If the fitting is just right, then you can go ahead and finish that seam and pull out the basting thread. Once you've achieved the fit that you need, then you can go ahead and finish that seam. Make sure to add any alteration you make to your pattern paper and save for future use. So this is the situation. It is, if I wear it like this, it fits very nicely, and without clothes underneath, it'll be more loose fitting, which is good for the pajama top. It's comfortable. The little slits here, they open to allow my tummy to have some room. So now they are where they're supposed to be. And it's very nice. Would make a really cute tube top. But it is not supposed to be a tube top. Remember, this is supposed to come under my chest. So this is what I have to remove. So I'm going to measure this much, and I'm going to add 2 centimeters for seam allowance plus 1, just in case. So I'm going to cut that much. Well, I'm going to measure this, but then subtract 3 centimeters off of that and cut up that much of the top. So I measured 9 centimeters to take off, but again, I'm subtracting 3 from there. So 6 centimeters is what I'm going to cut off. That was unnerving. Hello, this is Agnes from the future. The next step in the instructions is to finish the little V at the back of the neck with bias stay. I would skip that. This little V is far from innocent. It determines whether you'll be able to pull this top over your head and your shoulders or not. And you cannot tell that until you've attached the cups, which comes at the very end. So leave it unfinished for now. Don't touch it. So we're on step number 3, and this is getting more and more entertaining. So first you want to go, and I'll go to my ironing board, and we want to press our seam allowance open on each side, obviously. So I'm going to press the seam allowance open, and eventually you get to where we did not stitch. We have the slit. So that's okay. You continue. Pretend like you did stitch that and just press it open as if it were stitched together. So just continue your seam allowance, and then we'll have to come back and work on the slits. The fente capucin. The French have the most charming random names for things. The same goes for food. So now it's a matter of reinforcing the slit essentially. And here, even though the instructions say to use bias tape, it's not really what you want. You just want ribbon. So I have in my stash a few things. I think this is gonna be too wide. I have this. This is actually from my mom's stash. It's 1 centimeter wide, which is pretty good. It's called serge, and it's to make little loops, informal loops, like if you want to hang a kitchen towel and you want to create a little loop for that type of work. But it's nice and strong, it's woven, and I think for this purpose it's completely ideal. So I'll be using that. One thing we learn at step 3 is that at the bottom, this would be hemmed with a 3 centimeter seam allowance. And that's what you want to mark, 3 centimeters from the bottom. And this is going to provide us with a limit past which we do not want the ribbon to go. You can trim it at the end. So the instructions also say to cut 2 bits of this, 30 centimeter long, which is about a foot. It just needs to be long enough. You can even test it out. It needs to fold when you pin it to the top of the slit and you fold it down. You want it to go a little past the pin that we just put in. So I don't need it that long here. Give yourself a little bit extra. Let me see how much that is. It's 30 centimeters. So yeah, cut a ruler's worth of this ribbon, 1 for each side. We'll continue working on the slit next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.